Now we need to look at James Billington's book, probably one of the most important books you're ever going to find. Today, James Billington is the chief librarian for the Library of Congress. So this man is without a doubt well suited to discuss the story in his book about the communist world movement and how it was financed, who did it, what the symbols meant. This is really an important book, James Billington, and the book is called Fire in the Minds of Men. Now, in the book Fire in the Minds of Men, in the inside cover, it says, the history of modern revolutions is the story of people in the grips of ideas and beliefs. In this masterful work, James Billington, whose icon in the Acts, this was his first book, establishes him both as a formidable scholar and a sparkling storyteller. But in this book, The Fire in the Minds of Men, he traces the course of the revolutionary faith from its earliest origins in occult Freemasonry to the allegedly scientific Marxism of today. Now, in the introduction is a profound paragraph in Fire in the Minds of Men. James Billington says in the introduction, a recurrent mythic model for revolutionaries, early romantics and young Karl Marx, and the Russians of Lenin's time, was Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods for the use of mankind. The Promethean faith of revolutionaries resembles in many respects the general modern belief that science would lead men out of darkness into light. But there was also a more pointed millennial assumption that on the new day that was dawning, the sun would never set. Early during the French Revolution was born something referred to as, quote, the solar myth of the revolution, suggesting that the sun was rising on a new era in which darkness would vanish forever. This image became implanted at a level of consciousness that simultaneously interpreted something real and produced a new reality. The new reality that they, the secret society, sought was radically secular and stringently simple. The idea was not the balanced complexity of the new American Federation, but the occult simplicity of its great seal, an all-seeing eye atop the pyramid over the words Novus Ordo Seclorum. Very important. This is why in New York City at Rockefeller Plaza you will see Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods to illuminate the minds of our masters on the earth. The godly wisdom was stolen by the god Prometheus and brought to the earth and given to our illuminated minds, or what we call, those who we call Illuminati, to illuminate our masters who control the human race, implying that they have knowledge of the heavens and wisdom of the world that we mortal men do not have. That's why they are the Illuminati. The illuminated ones, the illuminated ones. So, the sun, again we go back to this concept of the new day that was dawning. A very interesting quote, very, very important quote from Manly P. Hall, the great Masonic philosopher, writer, a brilliant man. In his book called Masonic Orders of Fraternity, he says this: a world fraternity was needed, sustained by a deep and broad program of education according to the method. Meaning there's a method to all of this. Such a fraternity could not immediately include all men, but it could unite the activities of certain kinds of men, regardless of their racial and religious beliefs or the nations in which they dwelt. He goes on to say, these were the men of towardness, those sons of tomorrow, whose symbol was a blazing sun rising over the mountains of the east. That's a very important point. These were the men of towardness, those sons of tomorrow whose symbol was the blazing sun rising over the mountains of the east. He goes on to say, while it is difficult to trace the elements of a pattern never intended to be obvious, but the broad shape of the design is dimly apparent, an invisible empire in the Empire State, New York. So this invisible empire is using the symbol of the blazing sun rising over the mountains of the east. And you see it in Romania, in Mongolia, in Armenia, State Seal of Santa Barbara, in Arizona, Illinois. You can go on for hours on this stuff. Montana, Nevada, Ohio, California Insurance, New York. Here's the city of New York, Seal, with the sun rising behind the mountains of the east. Obama's sun behind the mountains, rising behind the mountains. Go to Google and put Obama and New Day, and you will see there's almost 1,947,000 back then. Almost 1 million entries on the web talking about Obama bringing the dawn of a new day. It's everywhere. Barack Obama's dawn of a new day for America. A new day dawns for our country. So here we have newspapers from the UK, when it says only a strategic partnership with China will keep this new dawn bright. Here is Gordon Brown with his wife talking to Ted Kennedy, and it says Gordon Brown, the Prime Minister of England, calls for a new dawn of collaboration with the US and the European Union. Bush sees a bright dawn emerging. Here's Brown calls for a new world order, which would be a part of that truly global society of the new dawn. Or even Las Vegas now is now having shows in Las Vegas called the New Day. Even the Catholic Church is getting into the act, talking about the new world that's coming in the new dawn. Now, there's a very important book that cannot be found today. It's a very, very good book, and I've got 2 copies of it. Page 130, you'll see this is the state arms for the old Soviet Communist Empire. But you will see the sun rising over the earth, coming up onto the earth. The Soviet coat of arms graphically presents, there it is again, the dawn of a new day for the entire world. So this is a very important symbol for world communism, is the dawning of a new day for the entire world. Somebody had better wake up and understand what's going on here. Somebody needs to start doing their homework and realize that the symbols for world communism is now dominating America. We are now a full-blown Nazi, fascist dictatorship, communist dictatorship. And the people of this country have no idea in the world. Christians are now putting together New Day Christian Fellowship, New Day Christian Church, a Grand New Day. Christians are now flocking by the hundreds and thousands and millions to churches that are promoting this new day that's coming. A New Day Christian Center. This stuff is replete everywhere. Christians have bought 100% into this whole communist strategy. New Day Christian churches, New Day publishing for children, everything New Day on the radio, New Day churches, It's everywhere. Christians have bought into this and have no idea in the world that this is an Illuminati, well-planned trick to deceive the whole world into buying into a new world order communist Nazi movement. I'll show you why I say communist Nazi, because there's not 10 cents worth of difference between any of them. Here is Adolf Hitler, and Adolf Hitler wrote a very important letter to the German people many years ago. And in it he said Germany can be saved only by a dictatorship of the national will and determination to take action. So he said, my fellow Germans, awaken. A new day is dawning. We're talking about Adolf Hitler now. And he's praising the new day that was dawning on the earth for Nazism. Again, the eagle and the sun. The sun order taking over the world. So they put this out on the History Channel, and it's called The New World Order. And you can buy this whole set from the History Channel. New World Order. And what is it about? Well, the picture. It's about Adolf Hitler, because that's what the Nazis were trying to establish, as a new world order. And of course, Bush was called the son of the New World Order. This was in Time magazine. Obviously, he was the son of the New World Order because his family financed Adolf Hitler. The Bush family put up the money to finance Adolf Hitler and the murder of people all over the world. So that's why the History Channel has a television series called The New World Order about Adolf Hitler, and Bush is referred to as the son of the New World Order. I don't know if that tells you anything. And here's the New World Order, Adolf Hitler, and here's the Bushes who financed Adolf Hitler. They're still working on building a new world order. And of course, behind all of this is, of course, the Vatican. The Pope calls for a new world order. You better find out. You'll see the Vatican, the Pope is wearing the sunrise on his papal headdress. Here is Adolf Hitler in the Vatican with the papal officials in the Vatican, because Adolf Hitler merely represented the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church represented Rome and the domination of the Roman Empire. And as far back as the Caesars, their symbol was the symbol of the sun order. So Hitler was a Catholic, was never excommunicated, financed, organized, directed by the Catholic Church. So you just keep continuing to send money to the Holy Father, and one day you're going to wake up and find out what the Catholic Church was really all about. The entire earth is bought into this world communist Illuminati secret societies financed out of England and America to bring about a new world order, which is a communist Nazi movement to enslave the human race. Understand the right and the left wing of the eagle, the sun order. Right wing is Vatican, Holy Father, Morton Bormann, Adolf Hitler, Nazi, New World Order, Republicans. And the left wing is the Soviet, Communist, New World Order, Democrats, Secret Society, Illuminati. Both are financed by the same secret societies.